Some cases are so complex, so twisted with cover-ups and corruption, that they take nearly 3 decades to solve. Today, I want to tell you about one of the most extraordinary murder mysteries in Indian history, a case that took 28 years, countless investigations, and the courage of an unlikely hero to finally bring justice to light. This is the story of Sister Abhaya, a 21-year-old nun whose life was brutally cut short in 1992, but whose case wasn't solved until December 2020. It's not just a story about a crime. It's about the relentless pursuit of truth against powerful forces, about corruption within the system, and about how sometimes the most ordinary person can become the key to extraordinary justice. Let me take you back to March 27th, 1992, in Kottayam, Kerala, India, a peaceful town known for its many convents and churches. At the St. Pius X convent, which housed a hostel for young women studying to become nuns, a dedicated 21-year-old named Sister Abhaya was preparing for her pre-degree college exams. Like many students before big exams, she set her alarm for 4 a.m., hoping to get some extra study time before the day began. It was a warm night, and after studying for a while, she made her way down to the kitchen, probably to get some water or splash her face to stay alert. That was the last time anyone saw Sister Abhaya alive. The next morning, when the other nuns realized she was missing, they found disturbing signs in the kitchen: an open water bottle with water spilled on the floor, and one of Sister Abhaya's slippers lying abandoned. Her other slipper was found near the convent's well, and that's where they made the horrifying discovery. Sister Abhaya's lifeless body was at the bottom of the well. The local police officer, V.V. Augustine, arrived at the scene, took photographs, and sent the body for autopsy, all standard procedure. But what happened next was anything but standard. The autopsy revealed cuts, bruises, and a significant head injury. Despite these obvious signs of violence, the cause of death was listed as drowning, with a note mentioning the possibility of murder, but largely categorizing it as suicide. Now, think about that for a moment. A young woman sets her alarm to study for important exams, and then supposedly decides to end her life. The scene in the kitchen, the chaos, the spilled water, the abandoned slipper, screamed of struggle, not planned self-harm. The community immediately sensed something was terribly wrong. This was a convent, supposed to be a sanctuary for young women. The idea that such violence could occur there and then be covered up deeply disturbed everyone. An activist named Joman Puttamparakal quickly formed a justice committee, refusing to accept the suicide explanation. The case was transferred to the crime branch in April 1992, but after months of investigation, they too concluded it was suicide, citing the burial of the body, destruction of clothes, and limited medical evidence. This predictably sparked outrage. Media attention intensified, public pressure mounted, and in 1993, the case was handed over to the Central Bureau of Investigation for a fresh investigation. But then something extraordinary happened that revealed just how deep the conspiracy went. In 1994, CBI officer Varghese P. Thomas held an unusual press conference. He revealed that he was being pressured to declare the case a suicide against his professional judgment. Rather than compromise his integrity, he made an incredible sacrifice. He resigned from the CBI, giving up 9 years of his career before retirement. This wasn't just a personal decision, it was a public declaration that powerful forces were actively interfering with the investigation. The CBI continued their investigation, even conducting unusual dummy tests, dropping weighted dolls into the well to see if the injuries matched a simple fall. By 1996, they concluded it was murder, but couldn't identify the killer. The court rejected their report as insufficient. A new CBI team took over. By 1999, they had more definitive findings. A panel of 3 doctors found several injuries that had been completely missed in the original autopsy. Remarkably, the photographs taken by Officer Augustine on day 1 actually showed these injuries. The evidence had been there all along. Even some nuns who witnessed the body being pulled from the well had seen these injuries, but they hadn't been included in the initial report. After 7 years, the CBI finally admitted it was murder, but still couldn't identify the killers. Again, the court rejected their findings. This pattern repeated in 2005. Another investigation, same result, murder, with unidentified perpetrators rejected by the court. By now, activists and the public were convinced that this wasn't just incompetence, it was active interference by powerful people determined to keep the truth buried. Then, in 2007, 15 years after Sister Abhaya's death, something completely unexpected happened. An ordinary man named Adaka Raju, described as a petty thief, stepped forward with information that would crack the case wide open. Raju admitted that on the night of March 27, 1992, he had been at the St. Pius convent to steal copper lightning rods from the roof, a crime he committed to feed his family. While sneaking around in the darkness, he witnessed something that had haunted him for 15 years. He saw 3 members of the clergy, Father Thomas Couture, Father José Putrucayil, and Sister Sifi, entering the convent campus late at night. When news broke the next day about Sister Abhaya being found dead, Raju knew something was terribly wrong with the official story. Despite the risks to himself, he went to the police, but instead of thanking him for his courage, they arrested him, trying to pin the murder on the very person who was trying to help solve it. For 58 days, Raju was held and reportedly tortured. Police offered him substantial bribes, money, a job, education for his children, even a house, if he would just confess to a murder he didn't commit. They even tortured his scrap dealer friend, trying to get him to implicate Raju, but Raju never wavered. Despite the torture, threats, and tempting offers, he stuck to his story. The court would later praise his remarkable integrity and honesty. Based on Raju's unwavering testimony, the CBI finally named their suspects in 2008: Father Thomas Couture, Sister Sifi, and Father José Putrucayil. The 3 suspects were sent to Bangalore for narco-analysis tests, procedures using truth serums to induce a semi-conscious state where lying becomes difficult. Dr. Malini conducted these tests and recorded them on 3 CDs, which were sent to the Kerala Judiciary and High Court. This should have been the breakthrough the case needed. Instead, it led to another shocking cover-up. The crucial narco test CDs were found to have been deliberately tampered with. Father Couture's 33-minute recording had been edited over 30 times. Father José's 41-minute session had 19 edits. Sister Sifi's 18-minute recording had been edited 23 times. This wasn't accidental damage. It was deliberate manipulation of evidence within the custody of the justice system itself. The Kerala High Court, understandably furious, ordered the CBI to produce the original CDs within 10 days. But then something extraordinary happened that nobody expected. Just days after the court order, the original, unedited narco test recordings mysteriously appeared on a local Kerala TV station. To this day, nobody knows who leaked them or why, but this anonymous act of courage blew the case wide open. The original recordings revealed what really happened that night in 1992. Sister Abhaya had gone to the kitchen for water due to the warm weather. While there, she heard noises and went to investigate. She discovered Father Couture, Father José, and Sister Sifi in what the reports called a compromising situation. Before she could react or raise an alarm, they attacked her. According to the narco confessions, Sister Sifi grabbed a small axe from the kitchen and struck Sister Abhaya on the head, causing the injury that had been documented in the eventual autopsy. Realizing what they had done, they dragged her to the convent well and threw her in, hoping to make it appear as suicide and cover up their crime. After the original recordings aired on television, the CBI questioned all 3 suspects again. Father José Putrucayil was eventually cleared due to insufficient evidence regarding his direct involvement in the murder itself. The focus shifted to Father Thomas Couture and Sister Sifi, leading to years of legal battles from 2009 to 2019. The persistence required from investigators, activists, and especially from Adaka Raju was extraordinary. Finally, in December 2020, 28 years after Sister Abhaya's death, the Kerala High Court delivered its verdict. Father Thomas Katur and Sister Sephi were found guilty and sentenced to life imprisonment, plus fines of 5 lakh rupees each. The conviction was based primarily on the original narco test results and, crucially, on the steadfast, unwavering testimony of Adaka Raju, the ordinary man who became the key to extraordinary justice. This case represents one of India's longest and most convoluted murder mysteries, but it also demonstrates something profound about the nature of truth and justice. Despite years of cover-ups, evidence tampering, and interference by powerful interests, the truth ultimately prevailed. Jomon Putanpurakal's Justice Committee, the media's continued attention, and public pressure all played vital roles in keeping this case alive when powerful forces wanted it buried. Sister Abhaya was just 21 years old when her life was cut short by people who should have been protecting her. The next time you feel like one person can't make a difference, remember Adaka Raju. Remember that sometimes the most unlikely heroes are the ones who change everything. Thank you so much for joining me on Truly Chilling. If you found this story compelling, please consider subscribing to Truly Chilling. A like on this video also really helps us reach more people who are interested in these narratives. And, as always, we invite you to share your respectful thoughts and reflections in the comments below. Thank you once again for your time. Be well, and we'll talk soon.